So I'm not sure how many of you have ever purchased condoms at, say, CVS. And I'm definitely not going to ask you to raise your hands or anything, but if you have, or even if you haven't, you can imagine that at the lowest level, it's not an exciting experience, or at the highest level, it could be a potentially really awkward experience. If the condoms aren't behind the counter where you have to ask a cashier to get the specific kind you want, they're probably in the family planning aisle, right next to CVS brand paternity tests and pregnancy tests. Very sexy. So we feel that this is a problem, because not only is that aisle crowded with so many boxes of so many colors and brands that you wouldn't even know what to pick, but it's situated right next to the pharmacist's window. So while you're studying these boxes, people waiting in line for their prescriptions could potentially be studying you. And that's not a particularly fun experience. And that's not necessarily even an experience that is only in CVS. There are a lot of other retailers that sell condoms and lubricants now. CVS, Walgreens, Jewel, Costco, Target, Dominick's, and even Whole Foods, just to name a few. And so we believe that this awkward experience is indicative of a larger problem, which is that we're not the most sex-positive culture. And so this is our problem. It can be awkward to talk about sex, let alone talk about items associated. And there are so many options when it comes to purchasing. How do you even know what to pick? In drugstores in the US alone, there are 86 different brands and styles of condoms, and that number is overwhelming to me. And so this is our solution. It's called the Bedside Box. It's a carefully curated box of supplies for safe, fun, and healthy sexual activities that's delivered to your door monthly, like a Fruit of the Month club. And it's also carefully curated by us and hopefully a panel of experts. The boxes are also customized based on your preferences. So I'm guessing at this point, what you're wondering is what's in the box, because it could be weird or awkward. And the answer is that it's not going to be. Inside the box are condoms, lubricants, body oils, and other small and sweet items, as well as things to get you in the mood like chocolate, mineral bath, candles, and other fun things like that. I think it's also useful at this point to talk a little bit about what you're not going to find in the box to help us figure this out. So what you might find, for example, is like a cute little satin blindfold. What you're not going to find is a whole bondage set. That's not something we're going to send to you in the mail. Not because we judge anyone at all, but because we feel that we don't want to push people to make them feel uncomfortable. We want to be a fun surprise that you receive monthly to enhance your sex life and make it healthy, fun, and educated. And on that educated note, we really believe that we can make a difference. And how we make a difference in the community is this. We believe that everyone deserves to be well-informed and well-equipped. And that's why we partner with sex education organizations to make sure that our information is reliable and curated by doctors and experts. We also go one step further. We take 10% of the profits of every single bedside box, and we put that 10% in the hands of sex educators, both locally and on a global scale.
All right, and this is just a quick little shot of our boxes for you guys to check out. Bill will put up a sample just to show briefly. And as you can see, we wanted to make this like a really unique user experience for everyone. That it's not just a product that you go onto Amazon or eBay and just choose to buy. It's something that you choose to receive as a gift. It's something very personal that we've curated from us to you. It's a unique experience. Just we open you with a box that's been well designed with good wrapping, good design on the box itself, even to the point where you wouldn't mind even recycling the box for further gift usage if you wanted to. We greet you with a letter. There's aromatics in order to make sure that the box itself is already pleasing to just upon opening. And everything inside's been carefully packaged. It's all been well presented. And it's just a unique, fun, and exciting user experience. It's something that you just look forward to every month. That's our goal in mind. And this is a quick look at our website. So our website is very simple, but we wanted to make sure that everyone can see our contributors. And these are people who are partnering us as sponsors, potentially. So that means that they would be listing merchandise to sample out in our boxes. And we offer a rewards program so that people can go onto the site itself to use the membership points to purchase full-size products of all the samples that we send. On top of that, we want to make sure this is a good option for gifts. You know, this is a great way for couples to connect. Wedding gifts, Christmas gifts, you know. It shows a lot more thought than just going to Macy's and picking out a box of chocolates. If we can enhance that process, enhance that experience much more, and give at the very least, a monthly supply of chocolates for an entire year, if you please. And the website itself is very simple, very clean, and looks good so far. So we'll take it on from there.
So in terms of how the business actually works is that we have two channels of distribution. We have the box itself and we have the website. The box is what you buy in stores as well as you can subscribe from us. When you subscribe from us, it's $12 per box, but when it's in the store, it's $15 per box. Every box contains a variety of samples, and most of these samples are free to us because they're provided by our sponsors. And then in terms of the website, how that works is that if you do like what's in the box, after examining it, if you do like that candle, if you do like that particular type of condom, you can buy it from our website. And through our affiliation with the actual manufacturers, we'll get a portion of that. So how our business works is that there are two core competencies. First is for the consumers like you. We want to eliminate the discomfort of going to the stores and checking out those things in front of other people. And we allow you to explore different products that you would never have tried before. And the second aspect is the manufacturers, is that by providing them with data on what's hits or misses with the consumers, on whether you like that particular product, on whether the marketing was effective, they are providing us with the free samples. And it's that type of mutual exchange going on.
All right, so we've talked a lot about what this box is, and maybe even where it's going to be. But I really want to make sure that we know who's going to be using this. And so we conducted our own survey and found out the areas we really want to target are early career professionals and couples. So it's not what you might think. We are college students ourselves, but we're not targeting college students. So how do we get this to these people? That's our marketing plan. So we basically have 3 points to our marketing plan. The first point is that we'd like to partner with bloggers and major players in the industries of wedding planning, event planning, and even bachelorette party planning, lifestyle planning. These are big industries these days. Not only magazines, but blogs, social forum sites online. We want to make sure all the people running these sites have a sample of our products so they can start advertising them. Because we believe we can sell them and they can sell others. Our second form of marketing is going to be in the form of displays. Displays and commission system. We'll give stores a commission for selling a subscription to our product. And what we're going to really target is what we see as the new non-traditional sex store. You used to go to a drugstore to buy condoms, to buy lube, to buy anything like that. Today, that's not the case. People are going to many different stores. Stores with an air of class. These stores are Whole Foods. These stores are Bed Bath & Beyond. These stores are specialized sex stores, such as Taboo Taboo, that don't have the side-of-the-highway feel to them. So then our third form of marketing, and it's something we've already talked about a bit, is activist groups, community centers, and university health centers. Now, these groups are not only going to be promoting our product, but we feel that we can actually help them in terms of delivering their supply chain of safe sex goods to their market share. And we understand that these are polarized groups, especially some of you may have noticed Planned Parenthood. Some of you in here probably don't agree with Planned Parenthood, and we think that's a good thing, because we're targeting a very specific market share. We want to make sure that this isn't a product we're going to throw at the entire community, and they're going to throw back at us. So we want to go to that one share of the market that really wants this product, hook them in, and bring them in, and keep them subscribing. So let's take a look at our competition. We've developed a nice 2x2 here to show you where we're going with our product. We have curation at one end. Curation is customization, is personalization. It's something that often isn't even associated with sex toys. Or not sex toys, but sexual supplies. So up here in this end, we have Lover's Lane. Lover's Lane is a sex shop that offers levels of customization. Chances are, you've never heard of Lover's Lane. They're a small-time operation. Then as we move closer to the 0 mark here, to the most basic of basic right here, we have Target. Some of you have probably bought condoms at Target. There's probably not anything you want to tell me about that experience. That pretty much sums it up right there. I bought condoms at Target. Then we move over towards this end. We have Planned Parenthood. Some of you probably don't even want to set foot in a Planned Parenthood. That's your opinion. Planned Parenthood has a very strong education agenda. We don't want to turn people away by having a super strong education agenda. We want to find the perfect mix. And that's where we come to this quarter of the graph. Places like Taboo Taboo. Taboo Taboo is a sex shop that offers safe sex tips and education, as well as personalization. But they have one major flaw. We're living in the digital age today, and they're just a brick and mortar store. And we think limiting yourself to one brick and mortar location is a huge flaw. So there is the Bedside Box. The Bedside Box is the perfect mix of curation and customization, because each month we take a survey from you to figure out how to best customize your box. And then the perfect mix of education, because we see this as a tool to educate people about safe, fun, and healthy sex. Not only by putting it in places where they can access it, like sex education centers, but by making sex education a standard part of your sex life. So that's why we believe we stand out in the competition.
So in terms of how the financials work, as you can see here, we have a growth, not quite hockey stick-like, but still quite amount of growth. In terms of how our sales breaks down, we have the box itself, and we have online stores. So as you can see here, we have box sales on a subscription basis. We have store sales, so that means sex stores, as well as specialized chains like Whole Foods and Bed Bath & Beyond, as well as online sales through our store. And so this is based on a growth rate, box at a 15% month-over-month basis, and stores at 10 stores for sex stores and 10% per month-over-month for generalized stores. Our costs are about $250 per box, and so that brings us to a projected revenue of $30 million by year 5, as well as a net profit, as well as a profit of $10 million.
Great. So we'd just like to take a moment to introduce you all to the team of people who's going to make this product a reality successfully. My name is Rachel Birnbaum, and I'm the CEO of the Bedside Box. And I have extensive experience in management and production of theatrical productions, which is not as different as running a team here as you might think. I also have worked as a professional costume designer and have worked with theaters and other businesses in the area on development, marketing, and also on donor services. Over here we have Rob Hahn, who is our product development guy. He has been a product development assistant at the menswear label Band of Outsiders, which is very trendy and very cool. And he is an assistant designer for a runway presentation at Parsons New School of Design. We have Bill Wu right here, our CFO. And Bill is an entrepreneur himself with a finance background, and he is the co-founder of Alum Talks, which some of you might have heard of and seen their awesome website. He also has experience in sales at trading and Morgan Stanley and asset management at Goldman Sachs. And last but not least, we have Matt Zellner, who is our marketing guru. And Matt is a psychologist studying decision-making and technology-mediated communication. Boy, he sounds smart. Experienced in media as well. And so we believe that this team is the team to propel us forward into this project. What you notice isn't on our team, and we don't claim to be this, are any health experts. And that's because those are our partners. We get that information from them, and they are very valuable to us. Also, we also have at least one advisor on this project, which is Dr. Amy Schwartz, and she is a cognitive psychologist with a human factors background at IDEO Product Development Company. So we believe that Bedside Box, through this, that beautiful design, careful curation, and education can propel us forward into a more sex-positive world. Thank you guys all so much for listening. We'd like to entertain questions at this time, and we're going to also pass around our prototypes. As we pass around the prototypes, please feel free to go through everything. Don't be shy about it. Open it up. As we say on here, 90% of the samples in these prototypes as well was given to us for free from Evanston businesses.
You guys talk about having an educational aspect to it. Other than, I mean, the only thing that's in the box are just like items, right? How do you educate besides like giving people condoms and stuff?
There is actually a monthly letter that's also featured within the box itself. You can see it at the top right inside. And
Right now, this letter is just explaining the products in there, which is already making you more educated about them. But also, as we move forward with partners, we would hope that they would put same-sex tips in that letter as well.
On top of that point, I think rather than a letter, it'd be better if you had like something like a comic strip or something like that in there. People are more receptive to visual things than words.
Yeah, I think the medium is very flexible, and we'd like to make it as creative as possible.
Right.
And so I think definitely saying a letter is something that's sort of dull, and we hope to move far beyond that eventually.
I actually had like a couple other tips actually as well. So I thought Matt's presentations was wonderful. I feel like I was kind of expecting that at the beginning actually. This is something that has the potential to embarrass people, but it has the potential to excite people as well. So at the beginning, Rachel, you have to excite people. I didn't get as much as I wanted from you in the beginning on that. It was like it was something that I wasn't expecting from you. I was like, you were being very analytical and like descriptive, which when you're explaining the concept and exciting people, at the beginning, that's what you want to do, not explain stuff. I mean, explaining stuff is what Bill does later on, which he does a really great job in. So I want to recommend you to do more of your like theater side.
We considered storytelling. Would that be a good opening?
I'm honestly gonna leave it to Rachel's imagination. It has to be theatrical, not so much storytelling.
Thank you so much for your help.
So I have a question here for clarification. So at first you guys are sending like product samples in the box, right? And then after that, after like how long does the box transition from like a sample product to like, I don't know, custom tailored?
So it remains samples, but it's customized samples.
Customized
So
samples.
because
it's always,
they're right,
There's
exactly.
always samples. So
Right.
you can't expect like a monthly supply. You do like one or two
Right.
of different.
Right, exactly. Because once you like something, then you go to our store. We're not a supply replenishment. We do that through our website,
Okay.
but not in the box.
So then my question becomes, what differentiates you from like other online stores that are supplying access?
Right. So the key is our curation and the fact that our boxes are discreet. So you're not going to like a sexified website to buy your boxes. You're going to stores where the boxes are decorated in a certain way. When you open it, it's the experience that you really like and prefer, and you will remember it going forward.
And you might never even have to go to the website. If that's not something you want to do, we talked about our store distribution model with displays and the commission system. You could fill out a piece of paper in the store, sign up for this product, and if the website makes you too uncomfortable, never visit a website. Use the box exclusively.
So it's something that Matt said. So like you said you guys weren't targeting college students, right? But-
Not exclusively.
Okay, but because like at later on you mentioned that University Health Centers are gonna be like, I don't know, your client or something like that.
They're grouped in that sort of just that wide range of community, Planned Parenthood, university health centers. So they're in there. We don't want to exclude college students, but we believe the largest share of our market lies with early career professionals and couples.
By partnership, we don't mean that they're buying anything from us. We're providing them with free samples of the boxes. So that this helps provide the community with supplies, but it's also a form of organic marketing, and it's factored into our costs in our bottom line.
What did this team do that it was clear that they did before this presentation? Practice. You guys practice before you do this? How many times did you practice?
Once last night and
Yeah.
once today.
And not on our own.
Stand in front of the mirror?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this morning walked in and Rachel like had everything versed out, and I was amazed by how much she practiced. Right?
Yeah, I probably practiced, I don't know, for like 2 hours.
What else did you do?
Well, we talked about positioning and
A
how we're
lot.
going to transition.
And the words that we could say and we couldn't say.
I noticed you slipped once.
Oh, okay, you
Which is
recovered well.
okay. I mean, I thought this was spectacular. First shot of this presentation.
The reason
Very, very strong.
we kept images out of it because we don't want to be driven by images towards a particular direction.
I understand one of the images, just one of my comments, you guys have a big question. What do you guys think overall of this presentation compared to what everyone else? Clearly, they practiced, they were very particular on which words they choose, they choreographed it very well. You probably reviewed the zone program once or twice to kind of make sure you kind of moved around the room a little bit. I thought overall it was very well done. I actually don't have a lot of comments for you besides how did you steer this thing? That's all I do. That is very well done. Very good stuff. I thought your explanation of your team was very good. I thought it made it very relevant to what was going on in terms of where your talents lie. The financial projections are a tricky slide to present. So what you want to do is communicate how you make money. You make money in 3 ways. Box sales, your online purchases of boxes, store sales, online sales. What about sponsorships? Are they going to pay you?
No.
They're actually
We're
just
providing
giving me all,
data,
they're giving
they're
us all of the
providing
samples that are in the box.
So someday they're going to want to pay you when you're doing a truck. Have you approached any sponsors, real sponsors?
We haven't, but I actually got literally, except for like one thing, which was the condoms, funnily enough, everything in this box for free from businesses. So Whole Foods, like a Whole Foods manager giving me free lubricant doesn't necessarily mean Whole Foods corporate want to sponsor us, but I think it's a good sign.
Is it their branded product?
It is not. It is a product. It's an all-natural, like paraben-free product called Emerita that I looked up online. So I haven't contacted them.
How interested is this group in starting this business?
I am.
I'm very interested.
So all of you are interested in starting this business as a real business. So our next step would be to actually engage some real sponsors. You know, call them up and say, this is what we propose, and this what you have here is part of your sales pitch. So let me try to explain it. So what we need to know is how much does it cost to get a customer, and how much do you make on a customer.
Right.
And there's a concept of lifetime value that's going to be important here. This is very similar to a wine club. I have a lot of experience with wine clubs. But you want to show that you can sign someone up for X number of dollars and how many months you think they'll be a member. So month to month, credit card's on file, they automatically charge you until you cancel, right? These are great, great, great business models if you need to make them work. Because your acquisition, there's a lot of precedents out there. Because your acquisition cost could be $30 or $40. Even though you're not making that, you know you're going to keep them for 2 years. Every $12 a month for a year, or whatever that happens to be, or gift packages, or prepaid clubs, and that kind of stuff. Your software will manage this. It's wine club software. Basically, it's a club.
Yeah.
And you got to show what your acquisition costs are, how you get to acquire customers. Your different channels. Your different channels were very good. You had bloggers, and the one that's going to be tricky to pull off in the short term is the retailer partnerships. But
Hotels, that was what I forgot to mention.
Also hotels, we think is
Yeah.
a
A
possibility.
lot of hotels have condos and things like that in their mini bars, so we felt like they're a good person to target.
So overall, it's really well done. One thing this team did very well is their final slide, rather than just saying questions, add a few important points about this. Where did you learn that?
I was in the monthly pitch with you.
Monthly pitch, right. That's a great idea. Yeah, that was the guy. I love that idea, and you guys took it. You went with it. I like to see people actually paying attention and learning from that. That's the whole point of this exercise. The charade you go through college. Great. This is a good slide. So basically what you're saying is you are a taboo online version of taboo. These guys are retail stores?
Their retail store, yeah, in Belmont.
Belmont. How many stores do they have?
They just have one.
They have one. So you like their concept, they're doing a beautiful job. They're knowing like, you gotta show why these guys are figured it out. You're gonna do the online version of that. Why can't they do it?
Well, we're doing a three-pronged, right? We're doing the online version, we're doing the distributor through existing stores, we're also doing a monthly delivery to your home, where they won't have it.
Also,
Why can't they do
they can't do that because they're not, while they're good at curation and they do have information, they're not about samples. And like them, we're not necessarily brand loyal, but they are more about, like, that they do sort of in-store things. They're about the person-to-person contact, and that's not what we're about.
that? It's just more discreet.
Yeah.
Trial membership is one of your marketing tools, right? And you'll do this. Building a group of people, followers. There's a way to do this in the wine business too. This is your website? Yep. And this Bill?
Oh no, that's me.
This is mine.
Rob did all of our graphic design.
Part time.
These pictures are a little hard to see.
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
take
work
better
on that.
pictures. We were playing with the idea. My mom suggested doing like a 15-second video clip with music, since we have Matt on our team, of like a couple that we like a wholesome looking couple opening the box together. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's like sort of cute,
Like
but also
blowing
just
out of the
better
box,
pictures.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think you get too cutesy, because that's kind of the point is, you know, it's a way to keep. You've done a nice job.
I think for that slide, what might be good is like maybe a computer-generated drawing of a box that kind of breaks down like different things, like
Oh.
Yeah, you know those like
Yeah.
pencil.
Good idea.
things?
Yeah, I can do
Yeah,
that.
we can show the wrapping, we can show the product, we
yeah,
can show
it
the
just kind of
experience
like
through that.
expands all the products out, and you see the box. Yeah.
You know how to make that work?
That's an awesome
Yeah, okay.
idea. Thank you.
When you get a certain style of artwork that you can put your talent to work, that's a sign that you're on the right track. Can your talent to shine, you do this kind of stuff. So did you do all the design, brand layout? And that's a big part of your business, so this has to be polished, which it is.
Just like
For you, yeah.
just like three points. Like one, I really liked the expressions that Matt used. Side of the highway, brick and mortar. I thought those expressions were amazing. Second, with the last slide where you have like beautiful, creative, and beautiful, careful, and education. I was kind of thinking like that part in when Steve Jobs introduces the iPhone. It's like an iPhone, a phone, like what was it? A phone, an internet communication, and like I don't know what the other one was, but it was like 1, 2. It was like 1 revolve, 3 revolve, 2 revolve.
Just more
3 revolve.
gesture.
Yeah, so it was like an animation kind of. So you could do that. Like you could have like a cube which has beautiful, and then on the other side it has careful, and on the other side it has education. So it would be like an animation. It'd be like a